They put out a release, so I'm going to turn it into a bit of a story. So I just wanted a comment from you about that.
Okay. And if you don't mind, also, Charlotte and I talked about a little bit at AMM. Part of the real details, Lisa would be able to give you some of them based on what we want to do. And I'm trying to get the people that are sort of leading the various projects to provide the micro info. But I can give you macro info about this.
Yeah, for sure.
What we're going to do.
That's what I'm looking for right now.
Okay, so what we were initially, we were surprised that we got this thing. We didn't know where it came from, and we found out at AMM that it appears that the government program that they had put in last year's budget in regards to providing grants to businesses and for safety equipment or safety stuff might have been undersubscribed.
Okay.
And so the province took what was left over in that program budget line from last year, and based on conversations they had with several communities, redistributed that money to I think 6 communities, divvied up $1.1 million.
Okay.
And we were one of those communities, and we believe that that's because of the conversations we had with Matt Wiebe, as a side chat related to he being in town to talk to us about the Center for Justice.
Okay.
And we had submitted also, we're not immune. We absolutely know that we got some problems downtown in particular, but in the community in general, with some homelessness, with some people with mental illness or some drug-related issues. And it's a problem. We know that. And we're trying to do whatever we can within our jurisdiction to address it. We have an anti-graffiti program, and some of the money that's in this grant that we got is going to supplement that program. Okay. We're going to buy our own equipment to basically blast stuff on public facilities and maybe even help out some of the private people. We've got some anti-graffiti remover stuff that anybody who gets tagged can come to City Hall and get a package from us, and they can clean up their property. So it will help that, but we also have a plan, and this is where Lisa can give you the specifics if you give her a call first thing Monday, about we wanted to pilot a bit of a safety patrol program for Dauphin.
Okay. And
have qualified people basically interact with people who might be seen as either loitering or maybe causing minor disturbances or just hanging around too long someplace, and ask them, what do you need? How you doing? Where is there any help? Is there anything we can help? Because we don't have the jurisdiction or the capacity or even probably the legal right to move people, like kick people out of town.
Right.
Or pick them up for what? For loitering? We don't have and even if that was a bylaw, we don't have the capacity because a bylaw only works if you can enforce it. Mm-hmm. And so we are constantly challenged with situations whereby we go, we know that's an issue, but there isn't a simple solution for it. It's a complicated solution where some people might think, pick that person up, lock them up, ship them out of town.
Exactly,
or you hear comments, put them in a work camp somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that, personally, that might be a good idea. However, it's just impossible to do, so it's not a solution. So we've addressed a program, and we looked at Portage and we looked at Thompson, who have community safety officer programs, and they're expensive, but Thompson and Portage have both said it's helped them. So we wanted to pilot something because Minister Wiebe thought that a safety officer program was something that communities could do to help with these issues that they're facing. So Lisa submitted a proposal. It wasn't to the province for just directly. It was through the forfeiture property crime fund that the province has. And we got some cameras in years past, and so we still haven't heard from that program, but we got this grant, so that's where we're going to. And we got approval the other day from the province that our pilot program qualifies. So that program's in the works, and it'll be a couple of weeks, maybe probably a couple months before it gets initiated, and we can do all the things we need to do. But that was the intent of it. But it's bigger than that in the sense that we also have the community safety and well-being plan, the funds for the back end of that after we've been through the development of that program for almost 3 years. There's some money coming for that, and the city is hiring a new staff person to manage the community and safety and well-being plan in a half-time capacity, and to become a community development officer working in our economic development and tourism office to help with not-for-profit agencies to deal with the issues that they're dealing with, which may somehow relate to this.
I'm wondering if that could be combined.
That's what we're trying to do, and that's when I say, there's no simple solution to this, but we're fully aware of the challenges our community is facing, and we're trying to piece things together and I don't want to use the term jurisdictional as an excuse, but honestly, there's only certain things that we can do, and we could put something in place, but if there aren't staff either in mental health or social services or even in our bylaw office to uphold some of the things we put in place, can't manage them. So it's a work in progress. We're absolutely focused on it, and this grant program will actually help us do it, and we'll see how it goes. But Lisa can give you some of the real specifics if you wanted to give her a call to get one or two comments about the timing of this maybe, or there was a lot of work went into it, and you've got to know how competent Lisa is on putting stuff together for us. So yeah, so that's where it's at. But we know that the weather got warm last week, and all of a sudden people seeing a whole bunch of people out and wandering around, and it doesn't help that the Safe Warm Space is saying that they got less money, and so they aren't open during the day.
Yeah,
but
that's
off
a whole
the record,
other story.
off the record, you're right. There's something else that might be going on over there. I'm not going to comment on that. You don't write anything about that, but yeah, we know that there's probably more to that story. But also, finally, Councillors Ray and Daly are leading on this from a council point of view.
Okay.
They're on the community liaison committee where they meet monthly with all the other agencies with mental health and addictions and DART and all those programs. Randy, as you know, has been our lead on, from the Safe Warm Space to Under One Roof. Like he's our social warrior.
Right.
And Ted's on that committee, but Ted was also our lead as a counselor on the Community Safety and Well-Being Plan.
Right.
So those two guys are leading the charge on working with administration to put this in place.
Okay. Well, I think, I'll definitely expand this with Lisa next week. But Monday doesn't leave me a lot of time.
No, exactly.
But generally, this money's going to help.
Absolutely, and it will, we may have to, as citizens, pay for this program next year if it really works, because this is just a one-time grant. Mm-hmm. But the other thing that you might want to mention in the article is we're not the only community dealing with this.
Yeah.
And based on what I heard at AMM this week, our problems are, hey, I don't want to say that they're not a problem for us. It's certainly a problem. But in a relative sense, some of the stuff other communities are dealing with, whoa. Yeah. I'm glad I'm not them. just saying that,
Yeah.
Just because. But I know we got problems, and people, sometimes what frustrates me, and again, this is between you and me stuff, what frustrates me is people think I don't give a shit about safety.
Yeah.
Or I've always said, it's just a perception, it's not real. It's real. We know it. We're doing whatever we can. But, some of the rednecks in town, lock them up. You can't lock them up.
Yeah, I know.
So...
I'm tired of hearing that myself.
Well, and